Gospel honoree back in 2009. Clay Aiken made a lasting name for himself in the Broadway community for his memorable performance in Spamalot. We are thrilled to welcome him back to perform two incredible songs for us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming our own brilliant proud gay dad, Clay Aiken.
Where is she? Where's she? And you do that 8 times a week. It's just incredible. And all I do every week is fight with all Rio Day on Trump. So I'm not quite as warmed up this year, but we'll give it. This is the moment. This is the day. The blessing of my nights. Every endeavor I have waited for is coming into play. It's here now, today. This is the moment. This is the time. The momentum. The moment. In rhyme. Give me this moment. These precious gems. I'll gather up my eyes and make some sense at last. This is the moment when all I've done, all of the screaming, scheming and screaming become one. This is the day. See it sparkle and shine when all that left for years since I had the privilege of being here, and last time I was here, we were at Tavern on the Green with how many people? Like 300 people. And so tonight, only a few years later, there are over 700 people in here, which is really incredible to be able to come back and be a part of that. It's amazing how much the organization has grown, and amazing to see how much good work it's done over the past several years. I was talking to to Jen today during sound check, and somehow we started talking about, you know, how my life has changed over the past 10 years or so. And I started thinking about the fact that I often pick up a tabloid and read about myself. I love that. And I'll read a story about me and I did something that I never really did, or my hair looks awful, I look like one magazine said at one point I look like a drunk uncle at somebody's wedding. And it hurts, I gotta be honest. Not that much anymore, but what bothers me the most really is I always think when I'm reading it that everybody else is reading it. Like everyone in the world is reading the National Enquirer and they all see this horrible picture of me looking fat. And it breaks my heart. And that's because in my world, everybody has read it. Like all my friends have read it and made fun of me about it. And picked on me and my family's all seen it. And the people in my world really all know about that. Then I step back for a second and I realize that out of 330 million people in this country, you know, less than 0.5% read that crap. And so I really don't have to worry about the fact that people really pay attention to that, because, you know, what I think is the reason it upsets me is because everybody in my world is paying attention to it. It's a part of their world too. And it got me thinking about that today as I was reading my Facebook wall, being a proud, slightly less than usually proud North Carolinian today, but proud nonetheless. I looked at my Facebook wall and I had a lot of hope, because dozens and dozens of people on my Facebook wall were talking about going out and voting against Amendment 1 today. I voted last week and I know so many people who voted against it today, and I read it and I got really hopeful and I got really excited, because so many people had against Amendment 1 yard signs as I was driving to the airport this morning. You know, so many people who I know were voting against it. And I thought, yes, you know what? We may actually beat this thing, because everybody is against it. Everybody who I know is against it. I'm only seeing against. And then sadly, as I have been sitting here again and looking at the results come in from the polls, I realized that, you know, unfortunately, North Carolina's taking a step backward in history this evening, which is upsetting. But I realized that because I surround myself with people who are equality-minded and who are passionate about the type of work that's being done by the Family Equality Council, a lot of times, because that's all I see on my Facebook wall, I'll forget that there are a whole bunch of other people out there in the world who either haven't been educated, or can't be educated, and are ignorant and are not welcoming and equality loving like everybody in this room is. So it made me think that a lot of times in this room, everybody here is a supporter of what the Family Equality Council does, and sometimes we can forget that because we surround ourselves with so many people who are fair-minded and do believe in the basic rights of people, that we forget that there are people out in the rest of the world, outside of Manhattan, outside of New York State, who thankfully is equality-minded. There are so many other people who are not. And I think that's really the most important thing that the Family Equality Council does, is it reaches those people, and not just the people in this room, but it does it because of the people in this room. So you should give yourselves a round of applause for making it possible. But when you look at that card in front of you on the table, if you haven't already picked it up tonight, I want you to pick it up if you didn't pick it up already, and I want you to make a donation, because we see the work and we see the good that's happening, because we see how many people in this room agree with us and know we're right. But the money that you're giving tonight, when you fill out that card and you hand it in, is going to make people who have for the amendment signs in their yard understand the benefits and understand that all families are equal. So make sure you pick that card up. If you haven't done, a lot of people haven't. Pick it up, fill it out, and I'm sure you'll still take them, right, Nick? You don't mind if they're a little bit late? So everybody pick it up and do it now, please. I'm going to do one more song, which is even harder. And thank you so much for allowing me to be back here this evening, and thank you for supporting such an incredible organization. love for you. I wish I was home. I wish I was back there with those things I know makes the tall grass bend. Suddenly the raindrops that fall have a meaning, sprinkling the sea makes it all clean. Maybe there's a chance for me to go back now that I have some direction. It would sure be nice to be back home where there's love and affection. And just maybe I can convince time to slow up and give me enough time in my life to grow up. Time, be my friend. Let me start again. Suddenly my world's gonna change its face, but I still know where I'm going. I've had my mind spun around in space, and I watched it growing. Oh, and if you're listening, God, please don't make it hard to know that we should believe the things that we see. Tell us, should